Wait. May problema ata yung net ko. Wait lang ha. And then, let me share my screen. Okay, were you able to see it? Thumbs up nga kayo kung nakikita ninyo. Thank you. All right, so kanina our lesson is the art of emerging Europe. So we talked about the Renaissance, the Baroque art, the Rococo art, and we also tackled topics such as the fine arts. Under the fine arts, the neoclassicism and the um, and the impressionism. And we have the neoclassical, romanticism, impressionism, and neo-impressionism. So now let's move on to the symbolism, which is a new genre, part of the emerging art of the emerging Europe. So symbolism is a late 19th century art movement. It started with French poets who used emotions and symbols to create a new kind of poetry. It rebelled against traditional styles and new inspirations for Baudelaire. The movement peaked around 1890 but later lost popularity as its style became seen as excessive. Yan. Symbolism in painting took its direction from the poets and literary theorists of the movement, but it also represented a reaction against the objectivist aims of realism and the increasingly influential movement of Impressionism. Yung symbolism is an art movement na kumbaga yung painting kasi o yung mga visual arts kasi during the Renaissance period until the 19th century, before the 19th century, are used to be um, a representation of what's real images. Parang it's a representation kung ano yung nakikita ng mata, no? But in symbolism, nagkaroon ng yung symbolism, ibig sabihin yung isang bagay, hindi na siya kung ano yung literal niyang ibig sabihin, kundi nagkaroon ng mga simbolismo, no, na-incorporate yung simbolismo sa mga pagpipinta. So ngayon, lumalim yung ibig sabihin ng mga painting kasi hindi na siya literal na kung ano yung nakikita mo, yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Kundi kung ano yung nakikita mo, meron pang mas malalim na ibig sabihin yung artist doon sa imahe na yon. Yun yung symbolism. So now, we have here a painting by Swiss-German artist Carlos Schwabe. Yan, si Schwabe, The Death of the Grave Digger rather, The Grave Digger. Mapapansin mo na hindi na to natural, no? Hindi na ito yung natural world na naging nakasanayan ng tao, no? Ng panahon ng Renaissance, kundi naging simbolismo na yung may mga halo ng simbolismo katulad na lamang nung yung pagkakaroon ng parang pakpak na itim at yung parang anghel, parang siyang angel pero dark angel, 'di ba? So hindi na siya literal na kung ano yung nakikita mo, yun yung ibig sabihin niya. Ganon yung naging simbolismo. And of course, yung Danae, yung is an oil painting by Gustav Klimt in 1907. Mapansin nyo rin may mga linya, may mga simbolo, may mga makita ka sa imahe na iba yung mayroon pang mas malalim na ibig sabihin. And of course, The Three Brides by Javanese. It's a born Dutch artist, Jan Torop. Mapansin niyo na hindi na siya literal, kundi more on imaginary or kung ano yung nasa isip na nung artist, yun yung kanyang pinipinta at gayon din ay yung kaisipan niya ay may simbolo na, no? Nagets niyo ba ako? Yung symbolism na art movement ay gumagamit na ng mga symbols at mas malalim na yung ibig sabihin. Yan. Now, in the symbolist theater, as drama critic for La Dernière Mode during the 1870s, Mallarmé opposed the dominant realist theater and called for a poetic theater that would evoke the hidden mystery of man. And drama for Mallarmé should be sacred, right, in which the poet dramatist revealed the correspondences between the visible and the invisible worlds through the suggestive power of his poetic language. Nagkaroon na ng poetic language. Ibig sabihin, yung nais ipabatid ay hindi na literal na ipinababatid, literal na imahe ang ginagamit na pampabatid, kundi meron ng simbolismo nangyayari. Noteworthy examples of symbolist theater include Villiers de Isle Adams Axe by Villiers de la Isle, no? Ang may sulat niyan is si Adam Axel, and first performed in 1884, definitive edition in 1890, and then we have the Metterlinck's Palias et Melisande, with its dreamlike atmosphere and the highly satirical Uburui by Alfred Jarry. And 1890, the French poet Paul Fort founded the Theatre de Art, where symbolist dramas were presented along with the readings from ancient and modern poetry. So, itong symbolist theater ay naging namayagpag, no, nung 1890s na. Ang kaibahan niya is that from the literal way of communication through poetry, nagkaroon na ng symbolism, no? Meron ng invisible worlds na tinatawag, no? Parang iba pa na ibig sabihin doon sa karaniwang ibig sabihin o karaniwang meaning na tinatawag. Kaya nagkaroon ng symbolist theater. Yung mga tula ay hindi na kung ano yung nakasulat, yun yung ibig sabihin, kundi may mas malalim pa. Okay? Nakakasunod ba kayo? Thumbs up nga kung nakasunod kayo dyan. Yan, thank you. Alright. So, Art Nouveau. Yung Art Nouveau, during the 1890s to the 1910s, was a European and American art style. Tandaan nyo, no? European and art style na ito that broke away from traditional designs, known for its flowing natural forms like flowers and vines. It appeared in architecture, interiors, and decorative objects. The style had different names in various countries and was influenced by Japanese art and the work of artists like Gauguin and Toulouse-Lautrec. Yan, tingnan niyo yung example ng Art Nouveau. So, known for its flowing, natural form like flowers and vines. Ngayon yung mga curves niya ay yan, natural yung mga natural lines, no? Hindi siya organic lines kung tawagin. Meanwhile, the Fauvism, the turn of the 20th century saw the birth of Fauvism art. This modern art movement found inspiration in the intense color, emotional vulnerability, and depictions of light in the works of Paul Cézanne, Vincent van Gogh, George Seurat, and Paul Gauguin, among others. Fauvist's contributions include the use of color and the interest in the artist's subjective experience and the unique nature of the subject matter and style. Yan. Fauvism, a color revolution. Fauvism redefined color in art. Unlike the 19th century focus on realistic colors, Fauvists used color for pure expression. Colors didn't have to match reality. A green sky or purple tree were all about the artist's feeling, not what you'd see outside. So kung yung Fauvism, tandaan niyo, no, medyo binabago niya yung natural colors. Hindi yung natural color ng mga bagay sa mundo, yung kinukulay nila, kundi binabago nila, ina-alter nila. Yun yung kaibahan ng Fauvism sa mga naunang mga art movement. So the freedom with color became the heart of Fauvist paintings, shaping form, mood, and even the subject itself. Fauvism wasn't about just color, it was about using color to express the artist's unique perspective. Their paintings were like bursts of emotion, each brushstroke conveying the artist's feelings and way of seeing the world. Subject matter became secondary to capturing the subjective experience. Fauvism's impact goes beyond color. They also excelled at composition. By using bright colors and simplified shape, they created strong, unified works that emphasize the flat surface of the canvas. Unlike the Impressionists who focused on modern life, Fauvism returned to simpler themes like landscapes and portraits, but their twist was using bold colors to express their inner response to these ordinary subjects. These traditional themes became a springboard for the artist's subjective journey, explored through vibrant colors and energetic brushwork. Yan. Also, the development of Fauvism, Henri Matisse and André Derain, are typically the two artists cited by art historians as the pioneers of Fauvism at the start of the 20th century. These two artists were the foundation of a group of young French painters who found expression through simple shapes and bold colors. Although this group was a Fauvist movement, this 20th century modern art movement was its roots and in the Impressionist and Post-Impressionist French painter. So ang kinakalaban ng Fauvism is yung Impressionism. Para lang ma-connect lang natin, magets nyo lang, the Impressionism is the artwork that are paintings that are being drawn outside of the studio of the artist. Lalabas yung artist sa studio, sa kung saan siya nagpipinta, pupunta siya sa isang parke, at spontaneously, no, ipipinta niya kung ano yung kanyang makita. So, ang Impressionism, it's a modern art movement kasi mabilisang trabaho yung ginagawa nun. Mabilisang pagpipinta yung ginagawa nun. At kung ano yung nakikita niya, yung nung oras na yun yung kanyang ipipinta. Unlike the Fauvism, na it also showcase yung natural world, yung mga landscape and sceneries, but medyo gumagamit siya ng mga bold colors and different colors, ha. Makulay yung Fauvism, mga Fauvist painting, makulay ang mga ito, pero ibang kulay ang kanilang ginagamit. Yun yung kaibahan ng Fauvism. Okay, wala tayong painting na wala pala akong painting na nailagay dito. So tandaan niyo, no, Fauvism is simple shapes and lines, but yung color na iba, iniiba nila yung kulay. No, instead of blue sky, gagawin nilang green, or purple na tree instead of green. Ayun. Now, Expressionism, artistic style in which the artists seek to depict not objective reality but rather the subjective emotions and responses that objects and events arouse within a person. No, yung Expressionism ay hindi na ito yung kung ano yung nakita niya in the real world, kundi kung ano yung kanyang emosyon or response. So, some of the Expressionist artwork are not representation of reality, but rather response of the artist to the reality. Tandaan nyo, no? Kaya nga Expressionism. Kasi kung ano yung reaksyon, emosyon ng painter, yun yung kanyang ipinipinta sa Expressionism. Nakakasunod? Thumbs up na kayo kung nandyan pa ba kayo. Baka nakatulog na kayo, ha? Yan. Yon. So Expressionism is a modernist movement that emerged in early 20th century Germany. Artists' works in this style distort the reality of their subjects in order to express, no, their own emotions, feelings, and ideas. So ang ginagawa, dinidistort daw, binabago, no? o sinisira, parang ganun. Iba yung instead na bilog, iibahin nila yung anyo, no, nung realidad para kasi yun yung kanilang emosyon, yun yung kanilang reaction towards the reality. Wait lang, saglit lang. All right. So, hello. Ayan. Um, ganun yung expressionism. No, dinidistort nila yung reality because that is their reaction, no, or emotion towards the reality. That's the artist's reaction and emotion towards the reality. German expressionism drew inspiration for artistic like Van Gogh, Munch, and Sohr. These artists, working from 1885 to 1900, used expressive colors and lines to explore emotion and break away from realistic portrayals. They paved the way for Expressionism's focus on subjective experiences. Expressionism, emerging around 1905 in Germany, was heavily influenced by Van Gogh and Munch. Their art used bold colors, energetic brushstrokes, and distorted forms of expression emotions, not realism. This was a reaction to both the popularity of Impressionism and the growing anxieties of the pre-World War I era. So, ano ba yung realism? Yung realism, sabi not realism, sabi dito, their art used bold colors, energetic brushstrokes, and distorted forms to express emotions, not realism. So ano naman kayo na napag-usapan natin ano yung impressionism, ngayon ano naman yung realism? Realism are art forms o mga sining na ang tinatalakay niya ay yung kaordinaryuhan ng buhay, yung ordinariness ng buhay o yung mga pang-araw-araw na buhay. Ang usual topic ng realism ay mga urban workers, mga peasants, o kaya ay mga ordinary individuals. Yung mga ordinaryong tao yung nilalaman ng realism. Ito daw ay hindi katulad ng expressionism. Kasi ang expressionism, they express more on the emotions. Emotions of the people, emotions of the subject, o kaya emotion ng artist towards something. So this was a reaction to both the popularity of Impressionism and the growing anxieties of the pre-World War I era. Ayan. French Expressionism. In France, the main character artists often associated with Expressionism were Vincent van Gogh, Paul Gauguin, and Henri Matisse. Though Van Gogh and Gauguin were active in the years slightly before what is regarded as the main period of Expressionism, they can without a doubt be regarded as Expressionist artists who were painting the world around them not simply as it appeared to them, but from a deeply subjective human experience. Matisse, Van Gogh, and Gauguin used expressive colors and styles of brushstroke or brushwork to depict emotions and experiences, moving away from realistic depictions of the subject to how they felt and perceived them. In Germany, expressionism is particularly associated with the Bruck, okay, Brooke and Derblo Reter. Yan, yung Der Blo-Reter groups. German Expressionism art took inspiration from mysticism, the Middle Ages, primitive times, and the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, whose ideas were immensely popular and influential at the time. Austrian Expressionism, Egon Schiele and Oskar Kokoschka are the two main figures of Austrian Expressionism that were especially influenced by their predecessors Gustav Klimt, who also had a hand in launching their careers due to exhibitions he created showcasing the best of contemporary Austrian art. Both expressionist artists live in the contradictory Vienna of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, where moral repression and sexual hypocrisy played a part in the development or expressionism art there. Schiele and Kokoschka skewed this moral hypocrisy and portrayed topics such as death, violence, longing, and sex. Kokoschka became known for his portraits and his capacity to reveal the inner nature of his sitters, and Schiele for his raw, almost brutally honest portrayals of aloof yet desperate sexuality. Norwegian Expressionism, on the other, another important artist at the time who made a great impact on the German and Austrian Expressionist scene was Norwegian Edvard Munch, who was well known in Vienna from succession exhibitions in the 1909 Constantia. Munch is most famous for The Scream, his painting for a figure in a bridge with a sunset behind him, letting out a hair-raising and desperate scream. Yung The Scream, no? Yung parang, basta yung The Scream, hanapin niyo yun. Si Munch yun. Ngayon, ba't natin pinag-uusapan itong Norwegian, Austrian, German, French, yan, sa Expressionism? Remember that this symbolism o kaya itong expressionism are part of the fine arts. Ayun yun, yung mga art na tackles about aesthetics, no, kagandahan, maganda sa paningin. And this thing is not really happening on Europe alone but also on other countries worldwide. Sabay-sabay na nangyayari itong mga art movement na ito. Ang nangyayari lang is that per era or per certain time ay may sumisikat na mga uh, may mga sumisikat na mga style at meron namang nawawala sa kasikatan. So, itong expressionism is more on the 1900s sa Europa at Amerika, pati sa ibang mga kalapit nitong mga bansa. So look at the example of expressionism. This is not about reality anymore. It's not about the natural world, but this is more on the expressions of the artist about their reality. Ayan, tingnan nyo muna saglit. Hello. All right. So, nakita nyo na ano yung expressionist artworks and their artists. Ito yung kay Egon Schiele, kay Wassily Kandinsky, and Edward yan, di Edward. And Edvard Munch. Cubism, ito medyo familiar na kayo rito. Cubism is a highly influential visual art style of the 20th century that was created principally by the artist Pablo Picasso and George Braque in Paris between 1907 and 1914. Would later on have a huge influence on the artists of the 20th century. Yan. Cubist focuses on a flat surface, rejecting dominant techniques like the use of perspective, foreshortening, and modeling. Cubists emphasize that they are not in a way obliged to copy texture, form, color, and space. Cubism derived its name from remarks that were made by the critic Louis Vosseles, whose derisively described Braque's 1908 workhouses at El Estaque as being composed of cubes. So, itong cubism, familiar na kayo dito, no? Yung parang mga square-square na lang yung ginamit, and instead of yung form niya ay irregular form, they use cubes as building blocks of the art. Nandiyan pa ba kayo? Thumbs up nga kayo kung nandiyan pa kayo. Narinig nyo ba ako? Baka naman wala ako bigla, di ba? Alright, thank you. So, now, Cubism developed in two distinct phases, dalawang pamamaraan. The analytical Cubism art, considered to run from 1908 to 1912, the artworks look severe and are made up of an interweaving of planes and lines in muted tones of blacks, gray, and ochres. This simplified palette was chosen so as not to distract the viewer from the structure of the form and the density of the image at the center of the canvas. While the synthetic cubism art, the later phase of cubism, dating from around 1912 to 1914 and characterized by simpler shapes and brighter colors, synthetic cubism began when cubist artists started using textures and patterns in their paintings and experimenting with the collage form. This inclusion of real objects in art was the beginning of one of the important ideas in modern art to work with already existing objects. Ayan. So, tingnan natin dito, no? Famous cubist artist and artwork. Yan, Les Demoiselles de Avignon by Pablo Picasso and the houses at El Estaque. This is the George Braque's, yung gawa ni Braque. Tingnan natin na maigi, no? Ngayon, itong dalawang example na ito ay tig-isa sila, no? Yung isa ay analytic cubism art, yung isa naman ay synthetic. Yung analytical cubism art made up of interweaving of plane and lines in muted tones. So tingnan niyo yung gawa ni Pablo Picasso. Ayan. Yan, tingnan yung gawa ni Pablo Picasso. So, ano siya? Hindi siya talaga, hindi naman siya mukhang cube, no? Pero mukha siyang may kanto, no? Para siyang stained glass. 'Di ba? Para siyang kanto-kanto yung Les Demoiselles de Avignon. Ano 'to eh? Yung itong kwento nitong Demoiselles, ito yung mga mga prostitute doon sa Avignon. Yan, yun yung title niyan, The Prostitutes of the Avignon, yung nasa avenue no, na kung saan nakatira si Pablo Picasso. Nakikita raw niya araw-araw itong mga kababaihan na ito. So, pininta niya. So, ganyan yung itsura nung tinatawag nating analytical cubism. While the synthetic cubism naman, yan, characterized by simpler shape and brighter color. Synthetic began with the cubist artists who started using texture and patterns in their paintings and experimenting with the collage forms. So pag tingnan natin na maigi, simpler yung lines at mukha talagang cubes yung gamit na parang inipon-ipon, parang collage na cube. Nagigets nyo yung point? No, itong kay George Braque, yan yung synthetic cubism art. Yung kay Pablo Picasso naman is more on analytical. Okay? An example. Konti na lang. The Futurism was an avant-garde. Pag sinabing avant-garde movement, ito yung mga out of this world. Parang ganun, parang out of the time. Hindi belong sa panahon na yon na mga art movement that emerged in Italy in the early 20th century. It was founded by the Italian poet Filippo Tommaso Marinetti in 1909 and sought to celebrate the modern world, technology, and speed, and the dynamism of the industrial age. In addition, common themes for works in this movement are restlessness and the fast pace of modern life. The movement's influence branched out not only in Europe but also in Russia. The greatest impact of Futurism is evident in poetry and visual art. Italian poet and editor Filippon Tommaso Marinetti coined the term Futurism to reflect its purpose of disregarding traditional methods of the art in the past. So yun yung term niya, no? Kaya siya Futurism kasi he believed that his style is different from the earlier styles of art making, no, or painting. Iba yung kanyang style. Tingnan niyo naman yung kanyang artwork, no? Ang layo dun sa mga nauna pa ng mga klase ng sining ng panahon ng Renaissance, ng Baroque at ng Rococo. Yan, ito yung mga example pa ng famous Futurism artwork and artists and artworks. Yan, The City Rises, La Città Cesale by Umberto Boccioni, and Dynamism of a Dog on a Leash by Giacomo Baglia, 'di ba? Kung di niya sinabing aso, di mo magigets na aso pala 'yun. Yan, Dadaism, originally a colloquial French term for a hobby horse. Dada is a word, is nonsense. Dadaism is nonsensism, parang ganon. Pagiging nonsense. Dadaism was an avant-garde movement that emerged during World War I in Zurich, Switzerland, and later spread to other cities such as Berlin, Paris, and New York. It was founded on the principles of anti-art and anti-establishment and the rejection of traditional artistic conventions. So instead of drawing, instead of painting or painting through acrylic and other paints, ang Dadaism, gumagamit siya ng kung ano-anong material. So Dadaism was a reaction to the horrors and absurdities of war and sought to challenge the prevailing cultural and artistic norms of the time. Dadaism emphasizes the idea that art should be spontaneous, no, irrational, and free from any logical and aesthetic constraints. It aimed to disrupt. Wait lang, wait lang. All right. So, sa tayo, no, irrational and free from, Dadaism emphasized the idea that art should be spontaneous, irrational, and free from any logical and aesthetic constraints. It aimed to disrupt the established order and question the values and assumptions of society. So yung Dadaism, parang rallyista itong Dadaism, no? Parang ano to, against the norms, against anti-art na tinatawag. Famous Dadaism artists and artwork is the Fountain in 1987 by Marcel Duchamp. Ayan, yung si Marcel Duchamp, yung ginawa niya yung itong inodoro na ito, nilagyan niya ng pangalan. And itong inodorong The Fountain, inodoro yan, nilagay niya doon sa nilagay niya doon sa art gallery, and people nagkagulo yung mga tao, parang tiningnan nila, ay art din pala ito, no? Pero ang totoo, hindi yun art, nilagyan lang niya ng pangalan ng fictional na pangalan, itong Armat 1917. And of course, The Mechanical Head by Raul Guman. Yan. Surrealism is an art movement and cultural philosophy that emerged in the early 20th century, primarily in Europe. It sought to explore the realm of the unconscious mind, dreams, and the irrational through artistic expression. Surrealist artworks often feature unexpected and juxtaposed imagery, creating a sense of mystery, surprise, and the uncanny. Yan. The Surrealist movement aimed to challenge societal norms, question the authority of the reason, and explore the depth of the human psyche. It sought to liberate the creative process from conscious control and tap into the mysterious and symbolic realism of the unconscious mind. So, tingnan niyo yung example ng surrealism. 'Di ba? So, um, explore the realm of the unconscious mind. So, lahat to imaginary, dreams, and the irrational through artistic expression. Kung ano yung kanilang naiisip, kahit hindi yun ma-imagine ng tao, ng ordinaryong tao, yun yung pinipinta nila. Yun yung surrealism. Of course, we have the famous surrealism artist and artwork by Salvador Dali, Rene Magritte, Max Ernst, Joan Miro, and Andre Breton. Yan, you have the Celebes by Max Ernst and Carnival of Harley Quinn, Joan Miro. Okay, so that's all. That's all the lesson we have this afternoon. Let me end my recording.